think it was -3 and 4. All right, I think I got it. So we had 2 points with -3 and 4. You can start from this one here. I'll just get the points in quickly for you. -3 and 4, and it was 5 and 7 at the top. And the other line was a negative gradient with -2 and 8, as well as 4 and -6. All right, give that a go, and let's see. Remember the gradient formula is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can label x1 and y1. All right. I think I started at the bottom and I call this one x1. Yep, y1 and x2, y2, x1, y1. Keep going. x2, y2. And that's question A, question B. Hopefully you get it right. Be careful of the negatives here. Two negatives, remember, become a positive. All right. And -2 minus 3 is -5. So if there's one negative, it just becomes a bigger negative. Okay, just be careful of the negatives. All right, let's go through each of these now. So remember, y2 is going to be 7 for this one. That's this one there. Minus y1, which is 4. Then x2 is 5. Minus x1, here we have to be careful here, negatives and negatives, right? So negative, negative is a positive. So that's 3, and 5 plus 3. 7 minus 4 is 3, 5 plus 3 is 8. The first answer is going to be 3 over 8. Well done, I see some correct answers there. And that's your gradient. Over here now, I've got y2, which is -6, and y1, which is 8. x2, which is 4, and x1, which is -2. Remember you're minusing, so 4 minus, but be careful now, because we're minusing a negative. The top number is going to be -14, but the bottom number is going to be 4 plus 2, and that's going to come to 6. So -14 over 6 is the gradient we're looking for here. We have to simplify any fraction in our exam always. So whenever you get a fraction as an answer, make sure that you simplify it into its most simplest form. Okay, so simplifying is very important. So I'm going to divide the top by 2 and divide the bottom by 2. It's going to become -7 over 3. And that is my final answer for my gradient. Okay. All right. Let's go to the distance formula now. Let's write down the distance formula. So the distance formula is given by, I've got the point A, which is given by, let's say, XA, some coordinate XA, YA, and it goes to a point B, which is given as XB, YB. The distance formula AB is the square root of YB minus YA plus XB minus XA whole square. And remember, this is built on the foundation of Pythagoras theorem. Let's look at an example. Suppose I've got a line here and I want to find the distance of these points, and I'm given the coordinate 2, 4, and I call it point A. And I'm given the coordinate 7 and 12, and this is point B. So if I want to find the distance of this, the length of AB, it's going to be equal to the square root of xb. You could go the other way around. I'm putting x first. Now it means the same thing because I'm adding it. I could put y first, yb minus y. Alright, or xb minus xa. And in this case here, remember this is xb, and this is yb. This is from b. This is xa, and this is ya. It's from a. So the length of this will be given by substituting it carefully in. What is xb? xb is 7. Keep it in the bracket. xa is 2, and that's all squared. yb is 12, and ya is 4. And that becomes 5 squared, and that becomes 8 squared. So it'll be 25 plus 64. The square root of 25 plus 64. That becomes 89. So the answer here in third form is the square root of 89. Don't forget that's what it's called. So if you got a square root in your answer, this is known as third form. If I round off the number with a calculator to 3 significant figures, because 89 is not a perfect square, right? So square root of 89 will come to 9.43. Will come to 9.43. Rounded to 3 significant figures. And that is the length of this line, units. It's a length. Alright, that's what I just calculated, right? How did I go about doing this? It was all about substitution first. So there's xb, right? And I minus xa. Then we took yb, and I minus ya. Then I simplified it after that, 5 and 8. And that became 5 squared and 8 squared, which became 89, and that became 9.43. But one thing you notice about this is that I'm actually doing Pythagoras theorem, because if I travel to the right here and I travel up and I form a right angle triangle like that, to go from 2 till 7 is 5 units. And to go from 4 till 4 till 12, it'll be 8 units long. Now, how did I know this? How did I know that this is what it is? Let's imagine I put some kind of axes or axis on here. Okay, I'm going to put a y-axis over here. Now I'm going to put an x-axis over here. Just randomly, just to show you what I mean. So this x value over here, you can see, is 2. This x value over here is 7. And you can see the distance between 2 and 7 is 5. This y value here is 4, and this y value here at the top is 12. And the distance between the two is 8. So we got 8 units vertically, 5 units horizontally. And now, Pythagoras theorem, because this is 90 degrees. So 8 squared plus 5 squared, and you can see there's Pythagoras theorem. So if you know Pythagoras theorem, that's exactly what we're doing here. Pythagoras theorem. Keeping that in mind, keeping that formulas in mind, etc. I'll keep it on the side this time. And I want you to try one. Try one now. Keeping that formula there. Let's suppose I'm given the coordinate 1, 5, and I'm given the coordinate 8 and 15. And I want to calculate, this is A, by the way, and this is B. And I want to calculate the length of AB using this formula. All right, so try this one here now. See if you can get the length of that. After you try it, I'll go through it. You can write your answers to 3 significant figures. Okay, write your answers to 3 significant figures, or you can write it in third form. Okay, cool. Let's go through this. So remember, we can take xb minus xa. So let's find xb. We minus xa, and we square it. So this is xb, which is 8, right? X comes first. And this is xa, that's 1. So it's 8 minus 1 squared. Then we got yb, which is 15. And by the way, we're plusing this, so it's 15 minus ya, which is 5, all squared. And that comes to 7 squared plus 10 squared, which is 49 plus 100, which is 149. And the square root of 149 is 12.21. 12.21. Well, 12.2 to 3 significant figures, 12.2 units was the answer there. Okay, we're gonna watch the next link, which is on distance formula, just the second part, so you can just understand it. And also we're then gonna move into the Kahoot. Okay, so look out for the Kahoot link coming through on gradients and distance formula.